Hey guys, so my name is Leon, and tonight we're going to be talking about episode 25 of Big Brother 22, aka Big Brother All Stars. With that being said, let's just get right into it. And honestly, this is the best episode of the season, hands down. We get to see three people go out. Obviously, as you know, Kevin, David, and Danny end up going out back to back to back. So Kevin was the first boot of the episode. He it was unfortunate that he went out, but he had no leeway to try to like stay or maneuver himself to stay in. It's unfortunate for him. But with that being said, the way that Julie maneuvered the eviction night to him, they thought a double was coming. But really, I think most of them knew a triple was coming because Dr. Will has hinted to them during the week. So they knew that it was not just like a no double, like some of them knew it was actual triple. So there was that. Anyways, it's like it's a big episode. They was able to, I think a lot of excitement came because finally the big alliance, called the committee, finally end up starting to turn on each other. So it wasn't like just a, you know, basic, okay, big alliance, get out the minority. All the people that was in the bottom all gone up to the third eviction. So it was unfortunate that David couldn't maneuver himself to stay, but at the same time, as much as I love I like Kevin and David as people, Kevin tried his best to play well, and David was all the way behind the eight ball. And there's maybe some biases here and there, but ultimately neither of them really played extremely well enough to like have leverage from the major alliance for them to keep them in the game. So there's that. But as we all know, Danny unfortunately was in the bottom of her alliance, unfortunately. So it was a matter of time before the alliance was gonna turn on her anyway. So I'm kind of glad that she was the first of the major alliance to go because she played the season as if she was running the game, but in actuality, everybody was letting her think that she ran the game, but unfortunately she didn't. So let's just jump right into the process of the double, then triple eviction. So obviously Kevin goes home in the unanimous 6-0 vote because at this point is it 8 people left? The night ends up with 6 people. So yeah, technically 9 people left. So yeah, it was 6-0 vote. No one get Kevin a sympathy vote. He had to interview with Julie. You know, Julie was like, thank her for being a good representation on the season, being LGBT and being black and Asian and being like a, represent the biracial community and represent the LGBT community. Like it's good that he was a representation of both of those things. Anyways, sucks that Kevin was able to go out here, but at the same time, like it was no way for him to stay. But anyways, with that being said, Memphis wins the HOH, which it's kind of surprising that Memphis won I think it's two. No, that was his third HOH actually. He was the first guy of the season, the first person of the season to win three HOHs, which is really interesting to me. Because then now he can, he's like a secret comp beast almost, and that's really interesting to me. That obviously, if he gets to end, he's not. I don't think he'll win because I think the problem with him is like socially he's not. I mean, he's decent socially, but no one's gonna. I think give him the $500,000. I think I don't know. Like I feel like people would rather give it to Tyler, Enzo, Cody, or even Nicole, for example, than to him. So, but we'll see. Who knows? He can get to the end and can't beast it. So he puts up David, obviously, but surprisingly, Nicole's a pawn, and I was like, huh? Why is Nicole in the block? I was really surprised about that. And then I think Christmas, yeah, no, not I think I know Christmas wins the Beetle, and that was really really interesting. Like they had this POB thing where you pull some of the blocks to make sure it matches one side of the Beetle, like another set of blocks that is matched up to the Beetle, which is pretty interesting. And Christmas calm beasted. She did a good job. She won the Beetle. She kept Noms the scene. I don't think she was able to go up anyways because Memphis would not put her up. So she kept me the same. And this was like one of the moments where I was really like upset at Enzo a little bit because I feel like Enzo, if you have the fees, Enzo was talking about, oh, he wanted to do a big move. Even on his HOH3, where he put up, I think, Kevin, Christmas, and Kesa. I think Kevin won, was it, yeah, Kevin won the veto, and Christmas actually pawn. He was saying, oh, I want to do a big move, but I never fall into that big move. He just like, oh, let's get the easy person out. So there's that. But unfortunately, he just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go with the house. And here was a chance, and he could have got out Nicole, another winner. So, but unfortunately, obviously, it's good for his game to keep Nicole, but I don't know, the fan of me wanted him to make this big move so he can get out Nicole, and Nicole can sit in the block with Julie and be the next winner out. But unfortunately, we all know David goes here, and I think it was interesting that Tyler and Chris was willing to pull the trigger on this move, and all they needed was Enzo to do it. Because I know Cody would not do it because Nicole has a final two, and also Danny was not gonna also not gonna turn on Nicole either. So it was up to Enzo, and Enzo just didn't pull through, and I was really not upset, but I was really like disappointed, and it kind of I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, David goes out 3-2. He speaks to Julie. Julie is like, hey, do you have any regrets playing? You have any, did you play for like game reason for other reasons? And David said, hey, he's really played for other reasons, yada, yada, yada. And although David, was for the most part a flop on the season, I'm glad that he got opportunity to play again because normally a lot of first boots, like not just him, but like Jody, Cameron, kind of Glenn, people like that never get a chance to play again, and they would have good potential, in my opinion, to like do something. And a lot of times it's not. I'm not calling them like Cameron's not a minority, but it's like a lot of times they're just like they just don't get they just the odd ones out basically, and it sucks. But I'm glad they've got a chance to play again, and obviously he was a disappointing player, but he had a good time and he brought something. He was different. He brought a different like personality. Not his wasn't his race, but he brought in something different to the game. So there's that. But then going on to the third eviction, King Tyler wins the HOH, and I was excited. I was like, yes! I was so excited. Um, like Tyler won, and I'm like, oh, I know who's gonna put up, and obviously, Danny is somebody who was really big fan of Tyler before the season. Obviously, probably Tyler knows this. That's why probably Tyler wanted to target her anyways, and obviously she's a good player, so why wouldn't you target her? So Tyler obviously puts her in the co-op, and Nicole's like the only other person that would probably make sense to put up against Danny. So there's that. And then Tyler, King Tyler wins the veto again. I was like, yes. I was so excited about that. So I'm so happy that Tyler was able to win it. And yeah, that's it. Danny was gone. She was just bowled out 4-0. There was no comp there. They wanted to keep Nicole. Nicole, at this point, even though she's a winner, she's a lesser threat than Danny. So yeah, Danny was sent out the door. She said she was disappointed that Cody didn't give her a boy. I'm like, I understand, but she has to also understand that Nicole and Cody played in the same season together. So Cody's loyalty is even before like to you is to Nicole because they played the same season together, in my opinion. So I don't know. And Danny said like how like there's times like where she gave Hey Bye a hug, maybe goodbye said for Christmas and Tyler, so because Tyler had found to win. Honestly, it was like her saying that before she got big. There was a last chance for her to like stir up the house, and then when she left, she didn't give Christmas or Tyler goodbye, which is what it is. I feel like it was a little not petty, but I feel like it was like okay, but good on her. And she said like she threw some shade at Christmas, but at the same time, Christmas does have a flaws in the game. But Danny played decent. I mean, there's a lot of people who did not like Danny's game style, but I think she played okay with what she was given. She was a big threat, and she didn't want to work with the likes of Janelle. So I think she played decently. She got deep into the game. She's one of those. I think she's one of those players who, because of a rep, will probably never can get to the end unless she comps her way, like wins the comps to get there. So I think she was winning out legwear anyway soon. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, the triple eviction is clearly the best episode of the season, no doubt. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Sunday's episodes now till October, for not the October finale. I forgot the day. I think 18th or 28th, whatever. What Sunday's episode gonna move to Mondays because now CBS has the Sunday night movies, which I don't know if I'll be watching any of that, but I gotta set my timer to put it on to Monday nights. So it's gonna be Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, which is all weekdays, which is interesting. But I don't like waiting an extra day for Big Brother because I'm a huge fan. But hey, man, at least we're getting Big Brother. But it's the best episode of the season, hands down. Anyways, oh, and before we get off, I want to say I like the way they executed Triple Eviction. They did it way better than Big Brother Canada. Big Brother Canada just like, oh, you both to save somebody. I like this format a lot better, like two double eviction, because it forces people to like think on the fly, and it forces them to do two comps, and it really changes the dynamic better, to be honest, than just okay, put three in a block, you say you get rid of two. I think that's more lazier. So I like the way how Big Brother US did it. But yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching my video. Like, please subscribe soon. More episodes, recaps, and other stuff coming soon. And yeah, adios.